there was a Q&A. That's me. Okay, so I feel my presentation will be kind of connected to the URL. It will be about making decisions in the right time. Luckily, we found out the time when to make tough decisions. But anyway, let's go step by step. Okay, so this is me. The most important line in my CV is that I'm playing games for a quarter of century. This is me with Amiga computer, late 90s. Anyway, after that, like I have more than 10 years experience in digital, like creating products, but also marketing. And yeah, I spent almost 5 years in Mediacom Warsaw, like planning media for telecom Coldplay or Coca-Cola company. And for last 5 years, I'm connected to businesses in gaming, in esports, like I run esport team, playing League of Legends. Yeah, and I'm running inStreamly startup. Okay, so what inStreamly does? So like we solve 2 problems. The first one is marketing one. So there are brands who want to reach Generation Z. This is a group of people hard to reach in any other way because they are hidden behind ad block. Usually they play games and it's difficult touch point to reach. And at the same time, there are gaming creators who want to monetize their content. In our case, it's live streaming. So we work with content creators who create live content, and their options for earning money are limited, mostly because live content is difficult with advertising because it's live, right? So the ads can be displayed during only breaks. And how to find the breaks when in the game the action is paced, so it's difficult to find like in a programmatic way moments when you can hit advertised, right? So we find out that there is 2 problems like for site, and we have idea to solve it. So we basically created technology to connect brands like with thousands of small gaming streamers. Okay, there's a long story why small, but I think there is no enough time like to deep dive in everything. Yeah, anyway, if something is too, if I'm saying something too superficial, that's let me know in the Q&A session so I can deep dive, because there are many aspects that I can touch. So basically, there is the brand, there is our technology, there are hundreds of streamers. So we have at this moment we have registered 150,000 streamers from Australia through Japan, whole Europe to Brazil, and yeah, we are reaching their fans through our technology. So technology is simple, like to show, like there is a stream from the game, there is a brand message, there is a chat during live stream, there is a click link on the chat, and everything is synchronized. And yeah, it's simple, like it's simple to explain. We display things during live stream, but the real magic is in a backend that we can do very contextual things, right? So there is a lot of technology in the backend. So the most 2 important for us, like there is the image recognition and voice recognition. So we know what is happening in the game. So we know when streamer is winning, when streamer is losing, earning points, etc. And we can display call to action from a brand in that specific moment during the stream, right? There is the voice recognition, so we know what streamer is saying, and we can display a call to action in moments of specific words, right? When he's mentioning that he's thirsty, then we can display call to action for a drink brand. If he's, I don't know, tired, there can be energy drink, right? So we can look for the context in every language. Yeah, so displaying things during live is simple. This is the simplest from our technology, so that's why we see a lot of competitors who want to copy us, because it's easy, like even right now with no code to write the thing to display content during live transmission, but the real cool things are going behind. We have eye tracking, right? So we can, even measure access. I have access to the streamer's camera. We see his or her eyes movement, and based on that, we can also, I don't know, trigger specific creative things in the gaming marketing. Yeah, so right now we are making like 2 million euro annual revenue. We are in 15 countries, 150,000 streamers registered. Like we raised 2.2 million euro. And basically we work like with every top brands that you can find. Yeah, but there were fuck-ups. Of course, I mean, our PR is kind of good, so that's why I'm saying that I will touch some things that are not so obvious or not so clear. So beginning for us, like we started late 2019, and beginning for us was super easy. Like in the gaming world, I would say that we are playing on an easy level. It was just after COVID, so everyone lockdowns at homes. Everyone was streaming, playing games. So like we fit a moment like with gaming marketing product. We had in 2 first years we had like 300 growth year over year like with money. That was the moment when we raised VC money. And that time, like we are focusing a lot on the working rules and values. And yeah, that will be my first lesson to you. Okay, but maybe before lesson, like one more thing. So, I mean, we decided like kind of the tricky way to develop new things for clients' money. So basically, into our first years, like we developed, so the technology that you have seen, like image recognition, voice recognition, was added later, right? It wasn't in MVP stage, and we added these solutions based on clients' needs, right? So their client came, what you can propose me that nobody ever done, right? We're thinking, okay, maybe image recognition. The client paid for the image recognition, and we got the technology for all of the next things. So basically, we were selling things that we haven't had, and this is tricky thing. This is the potential fuck up. I know a lot of overpromise that weren't delivered, and this is important to be sure that you will deliver them, because this is something that you can destroy your company if you got like the bad PR that you are not delivering things that clients paid for. And I said that this focusing on the working rules and values is important because we, as founders, were sure that we will deliver these things because the team was already super synchronized, right? So we, I won't be super original. Like we're looking into Netflix, working rules. We're looking into Apple rules. They are good. Like we copied them, but they really work, right? So I can explain a lot about these working rules and values, but they are really working, right? So the first lesson is to build a solid foundation with working rules, like with responsibility of people, like how to make decisions, how to treat yourself. There are many things around that, and I think we were super easy, like with growing at the first stage, because we were synchronized since beginning as a cool team. Yeah, then 2022, year of fuck ups. Yeah, I will start with a small one. So when we were hyped, like with good PR and growing 300% year over year, like we decided that we'll be even more innovative, and we introduced a 4-day work week in our company. And it was failure. Most of our business is connected to client service, so you cannot come to the media house saying, "Guys, you will get it like on Monday, because today you are resting as an innovative startup." So believe me, that excuse won't work if you are working in the client service business. So it was a buzzword back then. I mean, still is, but then we resigned for the work week. But we find out at the same time that we turn it into unlimited holidays, and it stayed with us. So anyway, if there is a person in the team who's saying that I want to take every Friday in this quarter off, and the manager is fine, like with this decision, it's fine. So we do not have any holidays policy. We not count it. Like, you can take it whenever you want. Of course, that your manager accepts it as work is done. This is Netflix thing, so we didn't invented that. But anyway, I just want to leave you with the lesson that there are many buzzwords like in HR, product development, and you need to adapt them to you, to your market, to your product. In our case, client service is not possible like to be one day every week off like without connection with clients. So this one was the small. Then Putin started war, so everything changed in the landscape of raising money, etc., etc. And that for us, that was a moment when we planned, we were planning global expansion, and this is first connection like about hiring the team, because we also thought that hiring people will let us scale. So if we are so successful in Poland, we will do the same on every other market. So we hired German team, Spanish team, French team, UK team, and you can imagine that the costs of the local teams in each country were high. Like we opened this market, like with direct selling of in each of these countries, but after months, we still had negative return of investment from global markets, right? So still we were more money spending on getting deals than profits from that markets. So it gave us a terrible burn rate. This is our burn rate. In the worst moment, like in the Q3 22, it was 400K burn. Of course, the burn was all the time, right? Because we raised the VC money just to, to spend more than we can. There was the question when to find a moment that you need to do something, and for us that was this moment, saying that okay, we see our runway. If nothing will change, we will be dead in 4 months because we will be left of money from VC. So first we kill initiatives. So like we had a lot of sub products in our products. Like the Genki was even startup in a startup because we thought. I mean, Genki was kind of blend of Patreon with cashback, so you can do shopping online and support your favorite creators, not with your money, but the money coming from cashback. So we, developed our own browser extension like Lately or whatever. So we were running this kind of business. We spent hundreds of thousands of euro to develop that, and it was very tough decision, like to kill your baby, my baby. I was developing this product, so yeah. But it's this moment when you need to, okay, do you want to survive, right? And this is the question that we asked ourselves. Like, yeah, we want to keep this, keep the party on, and yeah, we need to find the money for that. So we stopped spending money on that product and turn it off. Then, like, we cut our team in half. So, like, we grow to 80 people for these years, and then we reduced this headcount to 40. Yeah, I mean, it was very tough things, and sometimes the most difficult decisions are the necessary for survival, and it was in our case because most of the costs were the costs of the people, like these local teams in abroad. So we need to cut it. Okay, and then there's the question. Okay, so like right now we have half of the team. And how to grow, right? Because we're feeling that we are touching the ceiling in Poland, and our aspiration is global, right? So what to do next? All right. Yeah, this is the example of what cutting team get for us. So like there is the combination of gross profit and company cost. And as you see, like 1 year later, it took us for like a whole year, like to cut costs, because we didn't want to to let people like 1 month and go away. So with many of them, like we are closing project one by one. Okay, 5 minutes left. So as you see on the last quarter, like it was first time in our company that we reached the break even. And we become profitable, right? And the only reason that we have done it was because like decisions that we need to make, and probably if things were like just good, we didn't find it out. So I don't want to say that these terrible things were good, but it forced us like to think that we can do what we can do better. And we changed like our business model abroad. So like we are growing like kind of agency, because local team that country, local team that country. And we decided, like with the limited team, to find partners, media partners in each of the countries. So, like instead of running own French, German, Spanish team, we found a media agency in a Czech, in France, in Germany, and we could be described as a marketplace, like before that, and after that we are much more tech provider, because we provide technology for all of these partners. So right now it's super simple when I'm saying it to you, but it took us many months, layoffs, and discovering that should be the way since beginning. Yeah, so right now we are running a profitable business. This is against most of, some of the investors were against that, because they expect to put all eggs in one basket and fly or die, because they want to have a unicorn, not a company that is growing just few percent each year. So we basically made this decision without approval from investors, but it's our company, so luckily. And so far so good. So like we're still profitable, we are still growing, we are still opening new markets. Like this Japan market is in this partnership model, Brazil, we entered India right now, and all of this is possible that we have partners that we just provide technology and know-how for all of these companies. Right, so a few lessons. Location matters, so it's not only about asking people in one country, it's asking people in every country. And we thought that if we recreate the Polish model in every other country, it will be the same success. So, but not everything works the same abroad. So growth, profitably is the key. So growth is sexy, but without profitability, you will fail. So, the burning money, you need to be sure that you know how much money you can throw into fire. And yeah, we find out it in the right moment. Yeah, difficult decisions are part of the game. We made the layoffs. We are not proud of it, because many of these people were great, but without this, we could close company. Experiment, but with your head. So expansion without a plan is a risk. Like for us, a plan, that copy Polish model, it wasn't enough good. And yeah, and don't be afraid of pivot. Change the model when something isn't working. So when I remember like the mood in the company, like with this changing idea to partnership model, there was like the people were afraid of it, like so it's maybe it wasn't hardest decision for us founders, but the team was really scared about this model. So it's easy to say don't be afraid to pivot as a founder, but for us, like, we put a lot of effort to convince team that this is the way. Yeah, and I think that's it for today.
Woohoo! Thank you very much, Szymon, for such a nice presentation. I remembered, can I share one fuck up that happened not to me, but I was working in a startup that had to fire many people, and I was the one who has joined the startup after it was a Ukrainian startup, and I've joined it on the 21st of February 2022. You understand, yeah, what's going on? And so we had to, the founder had to to move to another country, and they had to do something with the people, blah, blah, blah. And then we started firing people, and I had to fire people who I didn't hire. So I just joined the company, it was terrible, and then I was fired. So, I mean, because they need to cut costs, and it was quite expensive for them, and they decided to fire me. That was not just a fuck up, that was just a short story, but still shit happens. And yeah, now the questions, the Q&A session, and wow, so you want this ticket. Okay, so please.
Oh, super. Hi, Szymon. Just a quick question. I need to come back to the beginning of the presentation, so I hope I'm not poking the bear here, but you skipped it. And I'm wondering about a marketer to a marketer. Uh, how did you convince the big brands to invest in small streamers? Because big brands like big numbers, and so I'm just curious what arguments you used to get those big brands on board and cooperate with small streamers.
Okay, we have many slides in a sales deck about that, so that's one is easy, but a good question, right? I mean, okay, so I will ask, I mean, all of you, but so like how many concurrent viewers you need to have to be in 1% biggest streamers worldwide? Like how many people on average need to watch you at a specific moment to be 1% biggest streamers worldwide? Give me numbers. 5,000? 1,000. It's 50 people. Right. So it's so many streamers worldwide. I mean, every month it's around 10 million streamers, and the total viewership is divided between them. So it's enough to have 50 people on your stream to be 1% biggest streamers worldwide. So basically, 99% of community is made from people who has 50 or less viewers, and these people are out of radar of anyone, right? Because brands don't care about them because they are too small. So we combine them reach in an automated scalable product to distribute content in automated way among all of them, right? So for us, it doesn't. So we do not pitch like streamer as a streamer one by one. Rather, we working on segments like about specific games, about specific audience, and in our projects, in our campaigns, there's like 2,000 streamers. Like we treat them as publishers in that matter. So I mean, so it's easy to pitch like in Poland, like we have, I don't know, 20 million potential views every month. So it's like a huge potential that is possible. And in the West countries, it's even higher. So basically, we can go to the brand and saying you have like 2 million in 1 week on streaming. And these numbers are enough big to be impactful for top brands.
Super, thank you very much. And I'll have to ask you for the sales presentation then.
No problem.
Way you can throw this mic to other people if you are not afraid of doing this. You can throw it. No, not this one, but another.
All right, can I ask? All right, so I believe you are back on track, right, with your like staff and performance. So were you able to contact your previous people who you have fired, laid off, and just ask how are they, and where you managed to get somebody back?
Okay, what was the last part?
Where you managed to get somebody back, like hire them back, where somebody.
Okay. I mean, I mean, the rough. I mean, the simple answer is that we don't want them back. But we don't. I mean, in the matter that.
But they were great. You said
we don't want to grow. I mean, that's why I said that our my deck is connected to what Yuri said, because we don't want to grow right now. Like we want to keep as small team as it's possible, and it's not about like them as them that we don't want them because of some reasons. But in general, I mean, our lesson is that Yuri said the same. If you are growing product that need like more and more people to grow, probably you need to we used to think that the more I felt proud like when I saying we are 80, we're aiming even 100 like in the moment. Oh, I'm a big owner of company like with 100 people, and right now I'm thinking opposite, the less the better. But it's not that in the matter that I want to force them to work all the time, but I think how to improve or automate something to not need more people. So we are trying keep the. I mean, most of the people who stayed were the core team, like from the first recruitments, and we keep this core team. This core team stayed for us, most of these people, and we are, right now we are optimizing everything, not to grow with more people.
Makes sense.
The blue one.
This one, please.
1, 2. Hi, Szymon. Thank you for your presentation. I have another question about your marketplace model, which is one of the most interesting things here. On which side did you focus first on streamers or on brands, or did you try to attack both sides? And the second question is, would you do the same today?
Brands, absolutely brands. It's like no doubt with brands, because basically our promise to streamers is money. You will get money from us, and we got money from brands. So it's absolutely about pitching brands in the first way, and that's why I said that we will selling over promises, because we are even opening new markets that way, right? So we have no streamers in France, then going to the France brand, let's buy a campaign for us. We will give you 1 million of views next week. I mean, I'm just joking. It was like maybe 1 month, but still, you will get from us 1 million of views in France in next month. But we haven't single French streamer at the moment when we were pitching that. Client said, "Okay, I accept that," and then for time for us we're running to recruit enough streamers like to deliver these numbers for clients, and we opened like 15 markets that way, and no single fuck up with that. So. It's always all innovation was made from business money, right? I mean, brands money, right? So creative idea from brand to introduce the voice recognition technology, and then we develop this technology for streamers based on brands money. So in our case, it's always brands, and today we would do the same.
That's impressive. Thank you.
And you can start.
Thank you, Szymon, for your presentation. I want to ask you about something that wasn't among your lessons. You seem to have a pretty unique product, and you said that you developed some unique features thanks to your client requests. So my question is, in finding your niche, what was the most important? Did you find your niche thanks to this request, or did you find it before that because you asked yourself some questions? What was the most important part in finding your niche?
But niche in this innovation development, or in general, whole the startup?
Your place in the market, let's say so.
Yeah.
Doing something unique that others can't or won't do.
Like, okay, so discovery was kind of, I mean, I said I run like esports businesses, so like we solved the problem that I had I'm an owner of the previous company, like as an esports team, because we had like many streamers. I was, working with influencers and my own influencers, if I can say that, and we seen that it was very difficult, like to manage content during. I mean, they sponsored content like as a organization, right? So we had a real problem in our organization. So in a first way, I mean, inStreamly was kind of the software in our first owned company to help us make things easier, right? So we made it for ourselves, like to, make our work easier, like because we see the space for optimization. And so we had like the first 10, 20 streamers were our streamers from the esports team. And then, okay, what would happen if we would open it like for the scale and go to the brands that, are on the market? And yeah, so, there was no, I mean, there's no any secret, right? That we were just optimizing our work, and then the image recognition or voice recognition. I mean, this is kind of like in the marketing. There is always this people like in the marketing expect to be as creative as possible. We have the media contests expecting innovation. So right now the driver for innovation comes from the marketing itself. Because marketing wants to be like as innovative as it's possible.
Thank you. Thanks.
Sorry, that was the last question as we have a schedule. So please, Szymon, who wins?
I think the question with business and streamer side, who is the first? I really like it.
Yeah, please, proceed.